We have made it to IMTS in Chicago.
Yay,
2022.
Chicago.
This is pretty exciting. This is our first time ever coming to this trade show. First time for me, and there's going to be a lot to see, a lot of exciting things.
And a lot of walking.
Everything involved in modern manufacturing today is going to be here. There's 4 buildings to go through. It lasts 5 days. We're going to be here Monday through Wednesday. I don't have like a set schedule of what we're going to be doing for a video.
Itinerary.
But we have a small itinerary of some folks that we're going to be meeting. So today being Monday, we're planning on meeting up and hanging out with the folks at Starrett. So we're going to go see them. This afternoon, we're also going to be going over to Kaiser and visiting with Kaiser. And the speaker's coming on. The video behind us right here is coming on.
Of course it will.
So anyway, we're going to start, I think we're just going to start with the West building this morning and kind of walk through that a little bit and then work our way to the East building to meet up with Starrett about noon. And so like I said, we're just going to have the camera. Abby's going to try to give me a hand, and we'll just try to get some fun video of the event, and anything that's cool that we can see and get on video, we'll share that with you.
I can't wait to see all the machines.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
The machines are all going to be in the South building, the metal removal, but there's just so many great things to see, so I can't wait. Let's go get started.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Check out the helpful
Oh, the thing on the floor. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm making people vomit with it.
Check this out.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. So I think we're going to head over to the West building first. It's where all the tooling and work holding will be.
Can I shout out to all these graphic designers for all this beautiful work?
Abby is loving the graphic arts that she's seeing everywhere.
Yes.
I like what they did with the floor.
I do too. It's really helpful.
It shows the buildings, you know, the arrows, which way to go. So we're going to go this way to the West building. There it is. All right, so it is almost 8:45. They actually open at 9, so we're just kind of hanging out, waiting for them to let us in. This is the West building. That section over there is going to be like 3D printing. We're going to go in over here. This is kind of where the metrology starts. So it's pretty incredible. We're only in one building and just barely seeing a piece of it.
This place is enormous.
Oh yeah. Excited to get in there and get this party started. All right, we just walked into the West building. It's 9 o'clock, they opened it up. Let's go check some cool stuff out. Our first look at the West building. There's Heimer. We might walk over there and see if we can meet some of the folks at Heimer to kind of get things started with.
So basically what this is the presetter you have. It's called the Uno Smart. It's an entry-level machine, but it's very clever. There's a lot of nice features. You have cast iron construction, but normally you have to push a button to move the optical carrier, but with this one, I can't move it now, but if I grab this handle, it's got this release by touch, so it actually allows me to move it without actually having to push the button. And then when I get close to the tool, there's a little optical laser that's going to help me get to the edge of that tool. So when I get to the edge of the tool, I know that I'm ready to start measuring the tool. And then it's going to start this measuring cycle, and we can just tweak it in.
Yeah, you got your fine adjust.
Fine adjust, exactly.
Yeah.
And then it just brings it right into play. And
so you're lining up with these charts here.
Lining up there, and now we know that we've got our Z dimension at 9.8 inches. We've got our radius of the cutter. We could also put that in diameter.
Yeah.
But this is measuring the radius currently.
Yeah.
You know, you can actually, it's got a neat function that you can actually check the cutting edge. So that's actually getting an image now of the cutting edge. So if you have any wear, you know, you won't go through that whole process of setting the tool for a tool that's already damaged.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So you can preview your cutter there, get a close-up look of the cutting edge if you're using a used tool.
Yep.
That is
for functionality, you know, once you've measured the tool, we can go ahead and print out a label. So we just print the label. So let's say in your carousel, this is tool number 5. You go ahead and hit print. And then it's going to print out this little label that allows you to know what is your Z dimension, what is your X dimension.
Yeah.
And so you just kind of stick it to the tool, bring it over there, and then when you're ready to set your new tools in the carousel, you can actually just input that for tool number 5, this was my Z dimension.
Yep.
And the beauty of the whole process is that your machine tool's running a job right now,
Yep.
and you're getting all your other tools set up so you can just get it ready to go, so that when it's time to do another job, especially if you have smaller runs, you can just take out the old tools, put these in, and then you'll have the Z dimensions ready to go, and away you go.
Super cool. Yeah. So we have this machine at the shop. We have not set it up yet, but Brent's giving me a rundown of our machine that we're going to be learning how to use. So this is going to be great. Excited to use it.
Yeah, we're excited to work with you. You'll love it.
Oh yeah. It looks like it's going to be super sweet having this technology there in the shop at our advantage.
Absolutely. Here, so this is, yours is red in the back.
Okay.
It's called our special edition, but essentially it's the same thing. So what we have here is if we want to shrink this tool, so this is a 16 millimeter tool. So what we do is we have these little discs that have kind of a range of what diameter we want to shrink or unshrink.
Okay.
So in this case, this is the correct disc, and there's a series of 5 of these discs that come with the machine.
Okay.
So we come down, we squeeze this handle. We could be either in the actual setting, or what's a neat function, we have what's called automatic. So it actually is going to sense the distance.
Yep.
So a little bit of heat comes down because there was not being held, but it's nothing. That was upwards of quite hot. So now you see it's ready to go. You put in your tool cart, come over and do your next tool. So you keep a really nice flow too as far as the tool change time.
That is awesome. That is really cool. Looking forward to getting into this. So this is our heat shrink machine that we'll be setting up at the shop. And Brent's just showing us how this actually works. How you bring this guy down to heat it up, to remove the tool or drop the tool in, and then the cooling there as well. That is cool.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
This is a demo we did.
Oh, nice.
So in Germany, we sponsor the Augsburg Panther Hockey Club. It's basically the top level professional hockey, ice hockey in Germany.
Yeah.
So we machined this Panther for them. And it was actually really cool because this past year for the Colorado Avalanche, one of the guys who's on the Avalanche is from Augsburg, Germany, of all things. And he actually brought the Stanley Cup back to Germany after they won it. And he was part of the Augsburg Panther Junior program when he was a little kid.
Yeah.
And so he brought the Stanley Cup back, and it was neat. And they actually took pictures of the Stanley Cup sitting right next to this Panther.
Oh, wow. That is very cool.
In Augsburg, so.
Yeah. That is impressive. I mean, look at the detail in the mouth, you know?
Oh, yeah.
It's super cool.
We used a lot of mini shrink to get in there. And we worked with Hypermill. Hypermill did the programming to help us with that.
Yeah.
But it really turned out nice.
This machining here, this is definitely a class well above my expertise. I've got a long way to be able to get to something like this. We're going to be kind of starting with more X, Y, Z dimensions before we get into the 5-axis stuff. It's neat. They got the video of machining it out too.
So this is we call it tool clamp basically, but it's a really handy setup tool that you're going to use to do collet chucks or face mills, whatever you're setting up.
Yes.
And in the case of a collet chuck, we developed this torque wrench, and this torque wrench is really nice because it takes away the guesswork as far as are you over tightening, under tightening. Because of course under tightening can be bad, you can have the tool pull out. Over tightening can be bad because you can kind of squeeze and distort the collet.
Yes.
So it's important to do it the same. So what we did is we made it very simple. Just all we're going to do is put this here and then bring it to the correct ER series. We don't have to think about foot-pounds or Newton meters. If you have different ER setups in your shop, we basically have different horseshoes to put in.
Yeah, different size for the ER collets.
Yep. And this was actually designed by one of the guys in our production because he said, I don't want to take the risk, but I want it to be simple. I don't want people to think about numbers. Just bring it to the ER series.
Yeah.
So all we do is we come over, and in this case, I'm just going to bring it right to ER32, and that's the correct torque.
Nice.
So there's no guesswork at that point. And then, in general, with this tool clamp, it's a very nice feature because we have this where you can rotate it.
Yeah.
This is an HSK, but in the case of, let's say, a Cat 40 or Cat 50 like you have, we can put the pull stud on and tighten the pull stud correctly. We come over, get different angles, 4 different positions.
Yeah.
You can lock and unlock this.
Okay.
If we do, like you said, you've got 40 and 50 taper, we can actually pull this out, take it out. In this case, we have the other one here, the 40 taper. So what's nice about that is you only have one part of your bench taken up with this part of the fixture.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, that is a super cool setup right there. We're going to be adding this to the shop as well. That's going to be nice. So we'll have one for 40 taper, 50 taper.
Yep.
And the torque wrench.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, you're definitely going to.
That's going to be a great tool.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. But we do sell it, but it's not made by us. But it is a pretty darn good one. Like I said, our technical team thinks it's much more higher quality than some of the bench vices that are around.
Yeah.
You can change these little jaws out.
Yep.
You can either have the hard jaw or put this aluminum to try to protect your.
Yeah, this is the style of this has been very popular. I know there's a Poland-made vise very similar to this.
Okay.
That has the rear moving jaw. Your stationary jaw is the front side here.
Yeah, so it's not moving out. Yeah, that's a good point.
That is pretty cool. Very nice.
Yep.
So there's the Noga booth. Let's go check that out, and it'll be my opportunity to meet Avi. I've never met him before. Let's check out Tungaloy. Well, they got a nice big booth here. I'm hoping that we can meet my contact here, Lisa.
Yes. Yeah. So maybe we could talk about something like that.
Once it's done with that cut, then it digs in, and then it'll do twice the feed rate back towards.
All right, so we've had a couple of hours over in the west building. Now we're headed over to the east building because we're going to be meeting up with Starrett at 12. We're going to hang out with them, get to meet those folks. Got a lot of exciting stuff coming up with Starrett that we're going to be doing. Just had a little bit of lunch, and we're just trying to head that way.
This place is huge.
It is very big.
We only did half of the west building.
We haven't even seen
over several
hardly.
hours, yeah.
We've maybe seen 10% of what
not
it
even
is.
that much.
Probably not even that. So
It's awesome though.
let me go ahead and mention the interesting moment that we just had as we were exiting we were in the west building.
Yep.
As we were getting ready to exit, Titan from Titans of CNC and his crew was coming through, and I was just pointing at Abby. I was like, look, there's Titan. And then he turned and he saw me, and he wanted to stop and meet me and shake my hand and say hello. How cool is that?
That's awesome.
Like, I think that's totally cool that he stopped me to meet me, and they wanted to get some photographs with me and things like that. So that was really cool to be able to get to meet Titan and talk with him. And he's like, I really like your barbecue. That was one of the things that he was like, I really like your barbecue.
Well, you'll have to make a barbecue sometime.
He invited us over to Texas to, work with him and do some things over there. So we're definitely going to have to put that in the cards for a future trip.
Yes.
Go visit Titans of CNC. So anyway, I thought I'd point that out because that was really cool that he stopped me to, meet me and say hello, So anyway, you ready to head over here?
I am.
Let's come over here to headed into the east building, and we're gonna go meet up with Starrett, and then we'll probably be hanging over here for a little while as well to see all the great stuff there is here. Abby's trying to find them on the digital map here.
Got it.
Check 1, 2.
That's Starrett. So I know I have their booth number. I'm just trying to figure out
Where's the "you are here"?
That's what I think it's going to be. I think we're right in this area here. I think. Yeah, see Grand Concourse. So we're right here. So we need to go right to the middle. So
All
we
right.
go in into the middle.
Okay, let's do
All
it.
right. Wow. Nice and colorful over here, isn't it?
Yes, that red really hits your face.
Oh,
doesn't
yeah. All right, so I see the Starrett banner there, so we're going to head that way. Oh, man, so much to see in here. Mitsui has a very impressive booth here. Look at those digital calipers there.
The way it's working right now, this is not happening.
All right, here we go. They got a really nice looking booth here.
Yeah, they do.
So they've got one of their, this is their new granite that they're going to be producing and selling. It's the Superior Red. And what's really interesting about this and what's really exciting is that Starrett will be providing one of these granite surface plates to our shop. And really looking forward to that. It is still in production. It's going to be a while before we get it, but we're going to be adding one of these to the new shop and the stand.
It's
Really
so
excited about
beautiful.
that.
You get a certificate with it?
Oh yeah, it'll definitely, it's going to come with a certificate of accuracy. And I'm sure that the one we get this is a grade A. I'm sure ours is going to be at least a grade A. I don't know if it's going to be a grade A or double A. But so this is what they're going to for their Superior line of granite. So they've got a lot of really interesting tools on display here. They've got all of their new digital line over here on display. Did you show them the big A-bomb size mic? we picked that up and got a couple pictures of that. There's all their digital mics and calipers. That's about as far as I've gotten so far. I haven't even worked my way to the other end of the booth there, but they have a lot of good, like measuring machines over there for measuring work pieces. So we'll get to check that out. But this has been great. We got to meet with all the folks here at Starrett that we've been in communication with. We've been talking to for several years too, by the way. This has been a long-going conversation, and I'm excited to be able to start working with them. And they have given us an invite up to the Starrett factory in Athol. So we haven't had any plans yet on when we're going to do that, but we're certainly going to be making the trip up there to Starrett to tour their plant. I don't know when. Maybe next year we'll get to do that. It's going to be really
definitely
cool.
next year.
So totally excited about that. So let's just go walk around and see some more of their tools.
This is a bit of what we do in Starrett. We go from really high-end applications with, cameras, sensors, laser, touch probe, software to do a very automated measurement in those type of equipment. And everything that I'm going to show you are going to emphasize that we not only measure, but we also transfer data to whatever systems that you have to collect and managing those data. So from the high-end vision systems to inline laser measurements to precision hand tools, everything is now automated and transferred wireless to different platforms that companies use to measure, to managing their quality systems.
Yes.
Okay. So this is our new machine, and I have here Greg Maish, which was instrumental for developing the machine. Why don't you talk a little bit and explain briefly what is this equipment here about?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, my name is Greg Maish. I'm the engineering manager at our division in California that deals with the vision stuff. So yeah, this was sort of my COVID project, I guess you could say. I being a couple other guys, spent a couple of years on it, and we're real happy with how it's turned out. So what you're looking at is, it's a 3-axis system. It looks similar to other gantry style systems you'll see around. The big difference here is that we've got 2 lenses here and 2 cameras. And what that means is that it has a lot more flexibility as far as the applications go. And we also have the ability to have a touch probe, 4th axis, all that kind of stuff. And you can have as much or as little of that as you need. It's a very modular design. So, and because it's our largest travel vertical machine, you've got, the real estate to really do some of the larger parts here. So let me go ahead and fire up the program. So in order to get this to work, all you have to do is load the program. And since this is a permanently fixtured part here with the putty, I just hit play. Of course, you can imagine doing this with like a quick load corner or something like that too, right? Put your part in, hit play, and it's gonna automatically start to collect your features here. Yeah, we just had an issue with the PC shut off on us, so I don't have it exactly ready at this exact point.
That's okay.
So, of course, right when I'm getting filmed, right?
That's all right.
So, but yeah, go look at the YouTube channel. We've got it up there. You can see that thing run all day, and it has been running all day. So,
yeah.
But yeah, generally speaking, it's this is our sort of our highest level system as far as capability and 3D measurement go.
But you are using this for like quality control. You're measuring the components.
Yeah.
Is what we're doing here?
Yeah, this is all focused on dimensional metrology, using both the vision to get points along the edge. So it's using an edge detection algorithm to see a light to dark transition. And and then also with the touch probe, right? So you have different probe tips that can capture that data.
Yeah.
The touch probe is, it can get things that you can't get an edge on with the vision, which is why you'd want to have it. But the vision is much faster. It can capture like hundreds of points nearly instantly, which tells you a lot more about the form of the part. So if you had, you can know where your circle is, but you want to know how circular is your circle. That's really where it shines, and it's very quick at that, right?
Yeah.
So you have any experience with this product at all?
I do not.
Okay, so this is a video-based dimensional metrology system. So basically like a measuring microscope. The difference is the optics are larger, so you see more of the product in the view than you would with like a traditional microscope.
Okay.
And so what we're going to do is we're going to actually compare this part to the DXF file, the CAD file.
Yeah.
So we'll actually go around the part, we'll be able to run the part, get all the features, and
When you pull this up, you're going to go, it's asking us for the data features. So we're going to go to the left side of this here, and we're going to measure that edge right there. Say done. Then we're going to go over here, measure this edge right here. Say done. And at this point, it's going to automatically go through and capture the rest of the points.
Okay.
And this is similar to all of our machines. They work just like this. So now you're seeing it just measured like, half a dozen features.
It's
right
just
there.
it's taking measurements of all that in real time.
Yeah.
So we got some more of their granite here on display.
Okay.
We'll let Carlo talk about that.
So what we have here is some different demonstrations of what we can do in granite. Everything is a very flat surface. Everything has been lapped.
Yep.
We have things that, because you can't really thread granite, what we do is we'll insert T-slots. We can put slots that are finished to very tight tolerances.
Yep.
We mount a lot of rails and precision things for people that they can indicate and make stages, cross rails and bridges.
That is cool.
Yeah. And so a lot of accessory pieces that we'll make. Different shapes and configurations that we've done for customers, and we've done all sorts of variety things. A lot of common things in surface plates we'll do is add several inserts on a plate so that they can be more effective and efficient
Yes.
in their measurements.
Yeah.
Reamed holes, threaded holes, whatever a customer really wants. This is something that's a little unique. We embed, for some thin film work, we actually have a porous ceramic that's embedded into granite, all lapped coplanar and flat. So it'll suck down something small and hold it.
So that's a vacuum?
That's under vacuum.
Look at that. How cool is that?
That's kind of cool. And the other thing is we've made a lot of this for glass industry where they'll reverse the flow slightly so the glass will float in, then they can suck it down.
Oh yeah, you can float it in.
And inspect it on a very flat surface.
Interesting.
Yeah, different kinds of granites we use. We're going to this what we call superior red granite now.
This is the one we're going to be adding to the shop.
This is the
superior.
one you're getting.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, very good granite, nice grain structure. It's smoother. This has been an iconic granite for Starrett for years, but the pink, but we're moving to this red. It's a North American granite, and it's got a little more stiffness in it too, so it'll take more weight without deforming, and finishes really, really well. So
Nice. Yeah,
other granites we use, fine grain granites, more of the white granites for some applications. A lot of this stuff in custom things for like semiconductor industry.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like this. This is super cool. The vacuum plate there.
Yeah. Yeah, we do quite a few of those. All sorts of configurations from 1-inch size all the way up to a pool table.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thanks for giving the little rundown. It's a beautiful stand there that it's on as well.
Yeah.
And a great demonstration of some of the capabilities of what Starrett can do for granite plates. I mean, you can totally custom order a granite any way you need it. They will configure it for you and custom build it to meet your needs. Okay, so we're going to work our way into the south building. We just visited with Starrett for quite a while, and I'm going to try to get over to the DN booth, possibly if we can find it, the DN Solutions, and that's where Titan's going to be. I'm kind of hoping maybe I can go by and say hello to Titan again, just to get a picture and say hello to him. And then we're going to work our way back to, we're going to visit with Kaiser Compressors today at 3 o'clock. So there's here's going into the south building. So we're going to see if we can find DN Solutions, but we're going to have time tomorrow. There's DN Solutions over there, down on that end. This is pretty impressive though, isn't it? DN Solutions has a pretty massive booth set up here. Wow, look at that. It's a big exhibit. Well, I did not run into the Titan guys, but we're going to go ahead and just start walking through and seeing some more of the show here. Pretty cool, huh? So it's a Corvette. I couldn't tell what it was up top, so I apologize about being incorrect about the car. We got a Corvette here. Nice. There's another one of these guys. So it's pretty incredible walking through this this building here, because there are so many manufacturers here, so many machine tool builders, many of them who I'm not familiar with. But the technology that they are showing in this building is absolutely incredible. And this is only one little hallway that we have walked down so far in the west building. Got some CNC lathes over here. Wheeler. All right, I spotted Kaiser. You can see the top way over there. So we know we're heading in the right direction. And by the way, I kept saying west building. We're in the south. We're in the south building. I'm starting to get them confused. 4 buildings, and I can't remember which one we're in.
It's a lot.
Yeah. All right, so we're hanging out with Kaiser, and I have Michael with me here too. He's been my contact there at Kaiser, and this is what it started with right here. this guy right here, back when we were at FabTech in 2018, when I saw this running, it sold me on this is the compressor that I wanted in my shop in the future. And it's amazing that we have made that happen.
Yeah,
you
well,
know?
we're very glad it's happening.
Yeah, it's an awesome system, and I absolutely love it. Super quiet. I mean, you can't even really hear the thing running here, you know. So, but I think Michael wanted to maybe talk to us a little bit about some of their other capabilities and what
Right.
they have here.
Right. So this machine that you saw is what we call an air center.
Yep.
And so it's a compressor with a dryer built in and tank mounted, so it comes all in one. So it's ready to hook up, saves on installation time, makes it small, nice small footprint.
Yep.
And then just plumb it to the shop. This one comes in a variety of sizes, so it starts at like a 3 horsepower, 3, 4, 5, 7.5, all the way up into the 15 and 20 horsepower range.
Okay. And for comparison, mine is a 5 horsepower.
5 horsepower.
Yeah, but in the same physical size as this
Very
here.
similar,
Yeah.
very similar. And the main benefits are the noise. That's the thing you notice first,
Yeah,
right?
it's quiet.
It's quiet. But the main benefits for most users in this, in this industry, and machining as well as fabricating, is about air quality and stable pressure.
Yeah.
So you want to feed the equipment stable pressure. A rotary screw compressor like this can run flat out. So unlike other small piston type machines that are not built to run 100% of the time, this can, if needed, run full time, and it's not going to overheat.
Okay.
So that's a main benefit. And it's going to deliver much cleaner, drier air than you could get out of the piston compressor.
Okay. So you would consider that it's got a 100% duty cycle?
Yes, absolutely 100%.
Yeah.
And we have got customers running these in different sizes, and they run them flat out.
Wow.
And machines like this really like highway miles.
Yeah, yeah.
A piston typically does not like highway miles. Some can run longer than others, but almost all of them need to build up a higher pressure and shut down so they can cool.
Yeah.
They have to do that intermittently. Whereas the rotary, it is very happy running flat out.
Right. It is a sweet machine.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love them.
Yep. Thank you. So the air quality, the fact that you can run it at a lower pressure, because a lot of times what you need in the shop might be 90 pounds, 100 pounds, sometimes a little more. And these machines will go up to over 200 pounds, like 215 pounds.
Yeah.
But most people don't need that pressure.
Yeah.
So you're better off running it at a lower pressure near what you need, so you're not spending the extra energy to overpressurize.
Right, right.
And that's true whether it's a small machine or, a 500 horsepower machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got ours set, I believe, at 125 PSI.
And that's a standard. 125 is a standard because typically you want to allow for some pressure drop through your system because you've got, after the compressor, it might go through dryer or filters. That'll knock a few pounds of pressure off.
Yeah.
If you've got long pipe runs, that will also take pressure off. But a lot of that depends on what type of piping. So you have the smart pipe.
Yes.
So the smart pipe is very smooth inside, so you don't have that pressure drop through it. If it was the black iron, over time, well, one, it's rough inside, even when it's new. So you get more pressure drop, more turbulent flow. And then over time, especially in a moist environment, the inside of that piping can rust and corrode, and then inside it gets smaller and smaller, and that creates even more pressure drop.
Yep. And we eliminated all that with our smart pipe.
Yeah, no, it's great, and it's a good looking installation.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, Air Power helped with that. They did a good job on that.
Good. They're a good partner of ours.
Yeah.
So one of the capabilities that Kaiser has is that we customize systems. So, of course, most people get compressors and dryers and tanks, and they put them in their plant, and we go in and we can help. We can do audits and data logging to determine if it's an existing system, what is the optimal size and mix of equipment.
Right.
But sometimes what they need to go a step further and think about where that equipment goes.
Yeah.
And in many industrial facilities, it could be super hot, it could be dusty, in some other, not in the machining world or in the fabricating world, but in some other types of process industries, the environment might not only be hot and dusty, but it could also have caustic chemical vapors or things, or it might be a washdown area if it's a food plant. So a lot of times it helps to get the compressed air system out somewhere else. So one of the things that we do is we can skid mount, but we can also do these full enclosures, weatherproof enclosures, and they can be all climates. They're thermostatically controlled. And this one, it's not a full enclosure, but you can see it's got the walls that show what it would look like, and then you have all the ventilation that's thermostatically controlled to make sure that compressor room, even if it's the Kaiser-built compressor room that we deliver on a truck and sit next to the plant, is providing a really good, clean, comfortable environment for the longevity of the compressed air equipment.
That is nice. So customer can you can custom build this for any customer and drop it off and hook it up and it's ready to go. So
we have some that have a few, 2 or 3 small compressors like this one that might be, a 16-foot or a 20-foot enclosure, and we have some that are 40-foot, by 12 by 12 wide load, and sometimes multiples of those that on site get put together into one massive compressor room.
That's a lot of manufacturing there going on.
So, and we custom design and build those in Virginia.
Okay.
The machines are all German made, but we stock them in Virginia, and then we'll put all that together. But the design team and the fabricating team for these skids and enclosures is in Virginia.
Yeah.
So this one has a 15 horsepower rotary screw, and then back there tucked away is another 10. And you can see the ductwork, again, thermostatically controlled. So those louvers will open and close depending on the room temperature. And of course, when it warms up, it'll turn the louvers and get that air out. And then it will have additional controlled ventilation through fans. And you can see those inlet louvers. So you basically have positive airflow through, and then the recirculating. So if it starts out cool, you recirculate warm air into the room. Just like you would in a plant, you could do the same thing. We highly recommend that. And then when it warms up, you want to get that air out of the room, not only for the protection of the equipment, but it also removes noise. The other thing we have here is a refrigerated dryer. This one is sized for the combined flows of these machines. And then we have a variety of different types of filters. Some are centrifugal separators to remove liquids before they go into the dryer. And then we also have coalescing filtration. And that's what's going to remove very small contaminants. And typically you do that after the dryer, but that's what's going to the combination of a dryer and the coalescing filter is what's going to protect people's CNC equipment and the laser cutters and plasma cutters. You need that super clean dry air. And then we also have a desiccant dryer, mostly to show that we have desiccant dryers.
That's these guys here?
Yep, the twin tower, and this is a regenerating. This is a pretty small one. We make them quite large, but these are what are some people, if they need really, really super dry air, not typically in the machining and fabricating industries, but
coatings, like
sometimes in coatings. Sometimes what drives the need for these is whether the air is exposed to cold temperatures after it's dried. So for example, if the air leaves the building, if you're in Minnesota and the pipe goes from one building to the next, it's going to get cold in the wintertime, so you need a desiccant dryer before it goes outside. Otherwise, you will still get precipitation in the piping. So you want to get bone dry air in those situations. And then also there are some specialized applications that they just need really super dry air. It's the vast majority of systems are fine with a good, well-sized refrigerated dryer and the coalescing filters. But about 5%, 10% are going to need some sort of decompression. And a lot of times we'll do that where we'll recommend the main system use a refrigerated dryer. It's less expensive to buy and maintain. But if they need that super dry air at one particular point of use, get a smaller one just for that use.
Okay.
And that saves the customer a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yep. And then of course we always recommend storage.
Yep, so that's your...
Yep, so this is just a representative tank. It's really there to put our big Kaiser sticker on it, and make it a billboard.
Good. Well, this is what we have in the new shop.
Yep.
I believe it was
the same size.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that looks like it's I think that's a 120, and that's good. So it's always good to have storage because it's a place, it's one of the first places you can do to remove moisture after the compressor, whether it's a rotary or a piston. It provides a quiet zone to reduce pulsation and compressor cycling, which is good for the compressor and energy costs. So the bigger the system, the more the energy matters.
Yeah. It looks similar to what we installed on ours.
Yes.
This guy right here.
Right, so this guy is what, basically the drain, these are a couple different types of drains, and the drains will go into this condensate filter, which further separates the water from the
any kind of oil
small
that gets...
traces of oil that will come from the compressors
Yep.
and any other dirt and stuff, and it will trap that in a replaceable, removable cartridge.
Yep.
And then you can safely drain the water to the sanitary sewer. Different locales have different regulations on it, but typically when you use one of these, you're going to be meeting your state or local environmental requirements.
Yeah, and that's what they did for us at the new shop. Yeah.
Yep. Great. Yeah, it's
very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of an overview of this. And kind of also, it's an opportunity to have a lot of different equipment in the booth that we don't normally have.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it too because they can certainly pick this up and send it down to the next trade show and show it off at FabTech.
And we are taking it to FabTech and I think Pack Expo as well. So yeah, we get a lot of use out of it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for explaining everything to us on video. This has been a really nice visit. Certainly great to finally meet you in person.
Absolutely.
So thank you
Thank
you for talking with us on camera.
All right.
And it's been a lot of fun hanging out here with Kaiser.
All right, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
Yep, you're welcome.
All right.